The first tutorial in our series will show you how to create a silky, voluminous blowout with body that lasts for days. You are going to be hot for the holidays or Haute from the holidays this year with help from LOX Hair Extensions.
We're going to start off just by doing a nice full blow dry. If you set yourself up good for the week, you'll be able to get at least 3 to 4 days out of this blowout, depending on your hair texture. I just finished placing my makeup on and I have a really bad strong colic in the front of my hair. So I just use a bobby pin to hold it out of my face, and it actually helps secure it down so I can smooth it out. Now I'm going to begin prepping my hair by adding in some product. We're going to be using Kerastase, the Serum Therapiste. I'm using 2 fingers while I pump it. It's dual acting, so it's going to help repair your hair. We're coming out of summer, so my hair is a little on the dry side. Next, I'm going to be using the Touche Perfection, and this is basically a band-aid for your hair. I like to put that right where my hair seems the weakest. For those of you who have troubles growing out your bangs or your sides, this is really going to help seal it down and really give it a little extra protection. So I use that right around the front of my hair. Next, I'm going to be using the Initial Lease. What you're going to do is just fill up one entire pipette and just place a few dots throughout your hair. And then what you want to do after you apply it is just go ahead and rub it in your hair. Next, we're going to be using the Material Least, and this is really good. I like to spray it in my hands first, about 4 sprays, disperse it throughout my hands like this, and then start to run it and rake it through my hair. Now this is really good to increase the body in your hair. And I like to put that in before I put in anything like a mousse over it, because it's really going to help amplify it. And then we'll be using the mousse bouffant. About that much. And with the mousse, I try to just work it to my fingertips, like here. And then really just go through that top area and give it a little bit of volume, a little bit through my bangs. And then work the remaining product through the middle to the ends of your hair. Now, if you are not somebody that uses a lot of product, this might seem like a lot, but I promise it's really just going to add a lot of prep to your hair and give it a good base to start from. So I'm using the LOX Loop brush just to kind of rake the remaining product and evenly disperse it throughout my middle and ends of the hair. Okay, and now we're ready for the blow dry. I always start in the front of the hair just because that will help us alleviate any colics in that area and give us some control. And I will also be using the LOX Loop brush in this area to help give direction to my hair. Blow dry it from side to side, and this will just help you blow out any colic by getting it nice and flat. And really you're just concentrating on getting the roots dry right now. Okay, and then once you feel like you have the roots dry, I just use my clip just to clip out that front area. And then we'll be going in with a round brush, about 3 to 4 inches in diameter. I have quite a few of them. I use them in place of like a Velcro roller. And basically it's just going to help increase the volume and style in my hair. So we have the root dry. Now I'm going to be putting the director flat on the hair just like this, and that's going to help us control any flyaways in the style. And you want to be using a good amount of tension because that will help you control it. Heat and tension will help you shape your hair, and then the way that the hair is going to cool will help set it. now the bang is dried, and I'm going to be working the brush through a directional blow dry. Now we want to increase the volume in the style, so I'm going to use my head shape to wrap the hair around and help build up some volume through that top area. I'm also going to be directing the sides forward, and that will help smooth down all of the hair that's around the face. That tends to be a little bit shorter and weaker, so I like to get that a little smoother away from the rest of the shape. And then in the back, I'll be brushing it from side to side, and then also be brushing it up in the opposite direction from some more volume. Your hair looks somewhat like this, you'll begin to use your round brushes. So don't wear yourself out too early. That's never a good thing. And I promise your arms will work up to the stamina of this blowout, but they might be a little sore the first few times. But I do credit my arm tone to blow drying, if that makes you feel any better. So I'm going to be starting in the back, and you can see I just took about like the first inch or two in that bottom area. And now I'm going to begin using my round brushes. I like to alternate them. I have a few different styles. These are the Phillips rounders. I love them. I've been using them for years. I'm going to be using a little bit of a larger one in that bottom area, and as I move up the top, I'll be using a smaller brush, just because that's going to help give more curl to the hair. So I split it down the middle, and same thing, you want to use heat and tension. And one good trick is to always use a director or a concentrator on the end of your blow dryer. This is going to help you control the section and also protect your hair, because a lot of the blow dryers have the flaming hot metal grill right at the end of it. And that is not amazing when it comes in contact with our hair fiber. So just make sure that you're using your director. And when I'm blow drying somebody else, I will turn it vertical just because of the angle. But when I'm blow drying myself, I like it horizontal, again, because of the angle. So I'm going to spin around a little bit. Excuse me real quick. Let me just move the chair. Yeah, you can see me this time. And I'll show you how I like to blow dry the back. So as you can see, I went up, I placed the director on this side of the blow dryer, and then I used the nozzle to help switch it right underneath. And then right when I felt like it was dry and got warm enough, you just roll it all the way out to the ends, and then roll it back down with a good amount of tension, and that's what's going to act as your Velcro roller. So I'm going to continue this throughout the rest of the section, and I'll see you in a minute. once you look like a complete weirdo and all of the brushes that you have in your tool drawer are attached to your head, you'll use a light hold hairspray. I love the LOX Couture because it's going to give a really fine mist and a lot of hold and high shine. So you can't really go wrong with that. We're just going to lightly mist it a little bit. And now I'm going to be working the other side. So typically, because I am right-handed and I like to blow dry with my right hand, I like to work from right to left. That way the handles stay out of my way. Little tip for you there. Also, when you're working with your sections, the size of the section, don't make it any wider than the width of your brush. That way you're not going to get it caught anywhere and you'll get a nice smooth blowout without missing any pieces. The key to blow drying is making sure your hair is dry. If you can't figure out why your hair frizzes up later, or maybe it just claps and it falls, try blow drying it a couple extra minutes. You have the heat protection in your hair, so it's really going to work to your benefit just to make sure your hair is dry. And then that will also give you a lasting blow dry. That's why salon blow dries are always better than the ones that you do at home. Also, hopefully, because we're professionals. Okay, so I'm going to just continue doing this and see you in a minute. Now we're going to be working through the top area of the hair, so I wanted to stop really quickly and mention that the more you over direct it in the opposite direction of where you want it to fall, the more volume you're going to increase in the style. So I'm going to be pulling the hair all the way going forward this way and then rolling it back down like that. For those of you who have longer hair, the style still, you can use the brushes as well. You want to make sure that when you are removing the brushes, you lift up. And I like to just kind of bend it and twist it around, and then that helps me release the brush from my hair. And it also gives it, if there's anything left for it to cool, it also gives it a nice little bend and flip. Now with this piece, you can also use the hairspray before you even set the brushes if you really want to increase that volume. I like to brush it through once I do that. And then also, if you don't have an abundance of round brushes just hanging out at your house, you can also use big pin curl clips or any kind of bobby pin like this. And after you do it in place of the brush, you're just gonna roll it down like this. And you can use your bobby pin just to slide it in and hold it in shape like that. As long as it has time to cool and gives you more volume, you're good. So if you're starting to get impatient at the end, you can also use your cool shot button on your blow dryer and then use that on the sections that are set, or making sure that you have a vent on the back of your blow dryer. You can also use that on the brushes, and that helps suck out all the hot air. So I'm going to do that because I'm late for work. This is the result of our nice full blowout. And again, you can get at least 3 to 4 days out of this. Look at all the volume throughout the style, and I have fine, thin hair. So if I can get this much body through it, you can too. Take some patience, it takes some muscles, but I promise, especially during the holidays, it will definitely save you time in the long run. So take the 20 minutes out of your day. That's all it took us today, just to blow dry your hair. And get it set up for the week, and then that way your holidays will be as glamorous as you.